Hello everybody, how you doing? Welcome to another Flipgrid Geeking PD session. This session, we're going to take a look at just how to create a topic and kind of just all the bells and whistles, the settings that come with it. So we started off taking a look in the first video at what is Flipgrid and why it's such a great tool to use, especially during these times of remote teaching and learning. We then took a look in video 2 of how to create a grid, and you had an opportunity to join in the air guitar Flipgrid session. You also had a chance to do a response on introducing yourself, so getting a sense of what it looks like to be a student, responding in a Flipgrid, as well as creating your own grid. Now we're going to take a look at how to develop the topic and going through all the settings so that you can make sure that you're creating the topic and the structure and the layers that you need in order for it to fit your classroom needs that you need. So let's dive into it. I'm going to just, for the sake of this one here, I'm going to go into this malware computer science one. It's just a test one. I don't have anybody in it. It'll be good. So this is our grid. So remember when you log into the Flipgrid educator account and you're on your admin console, you're going to see all your grids, and then you're going to be able to see a couple things. One, you've got your name of your grid here and the type. So for me, I have a lot of public PLC ones for just the global work that I do. This is the code that you would give people to be able to access your Flipgrid, whether you have that, remember, on a school domain or public. Remember, if it's a school domain, only those that have that domain in their email will be able to access it, but the public ones, as long as they have the code, they can get in. And then this is going to show you activities in terms of how many topics you've created and how many videos have been submitted to that grid. So this one here, we're going to go ahead and dive in. I can see that it's a school email one, nothing here. This is the default topic that automatically shows every single time you create a grid. And so some people like, I don't want that in there. Like, I want to create my own. I don't want this to make people feel like they have to introduce themselves every single time. So one of the things that you can do right away is go here to actions. You can scroll down. There's lots of things here. You could just simply hide it, or you could go down here to delete. I'm going to go ahead and delete it. It's going to ask me, do I want to permanently delete? I'm going to say yes, and it is now gone, and you can see that I now have 0 topics. So let's get in here and create our first topic that we want to use. And I want you to be thinking about one that you can use with your students. So I'm going to go in here, add new topic, and I can just say week 2 check-in. Okay, now these are important. That the title is really important with what you want. This could be a question prompt. It could be a topic. You figure out what's going to be the best use for your kids to understand what's going on. I have a Google Classroom. If I'm teaching every day, in this case, I'm teaching a lot of educators. Every week, every Monday, I'm doing a check-in for people to let me know how they're feeling, what their thoughts are, just how they're handling all the stuff going on. So I'm just going to call it week 2 check-in. They're going to know what that is. Then the recording time. You can limit how much time, from as short as 15 seconds up to 10 minutes. Now, this is important. I want you to make sure you keep track of your sanity here. So my wife, who has well over 150 students that she sees every day, if she opens up this bad boy to 3 to 5 minutes and kids are just rambling, you're going to be watching videos forever. And God bless their souls. They're amazing. But, sometimes we just want to be sure, can you get to the point? Can you show me what you need to do? Let's get in, let's get out. Let's make sure that we are concise and giving them enough time to share their learning, and concise, giving our sanity so we're not watching videos for days and days on end, because then you will burn yourself out of this tool. So I always like to err on the side of caution. Okay, so this check-in, I'm going to leave it at 30 seconds. You should be able to easily express how you're feeling, what your thoughts are. Boom, get in and get out. Then I can go through a class of 30. I'm in and out in 10 minutes. Probably 15 to 20 more realistically if I'm giving assignments and feedback. Then I can come down here to the prompt. This is what I want them to be able to respond to. So, I could type in anything I want in here. Please let me know how you are feeling this week. What are you looking forward to? Leave a video and share with us your plan of action for the week. Okay, whatever it is that you want. I could bold, I could, all these basic things. I could add insert a link here if I want to, whatever you want to do. I'm just going to keep that there. Then we have this focus. Now notice this is optional, not required, but I'm telling you, these things are important. This is what grabs the kids' attention. So for here, I could, if I wanted to, record a video of me verbally giving instructions, ideas, like, hey, here's some things to think about. If they need to see my face to just, build that connection, I could record a video. Maybe I recorded a video elsewhere. So my wife does a lot of recording on her phone, and then she wants to edit, clean things up, and then she could upload that way. You could add YouTube or Vimeo, an image. Okay, now with the image, you can load your own image that you have, and it'll pop up there. You could add a GIF here. You just start searching, and it'll populate, a bunch of ones that you could use if you wanted to. All right, you could add your emojis, and then you could link in any of these other things as well. I'm not going to go through all these at this point, but just know you can pull stuff from your Google, your Microsoft account, your Wakelet, whatever it is, you could pull and load those in there. Okay, for the sake of this one, let's just go, I am going to go coffee. I'm drinking coffee, and I need it. It's Monday. Please, let's go. Actually, let's do this one. That's kind of how I'm feeling right there. Okay, so that's what kids are going to see. Now, this is just like the minimum. I don't have to have this focus, but I'm telling you, it really does help. You do have to have a title, the recording time, and prompt. Those are the, the requirements that you have to have. Now, I know a lot of you are asking questions about other things. So that's where this more options is going to be down here. So when I click this, you're going to see a bunch of new things pop up. This is where it gets really to be important. Here are topic tips. So I could make sure that, I could say, please work on facing the camera, whatever it is that I want to put in there. I could. I did not want to hit enter there, but that's okay. I did, so I can just go back to this edit button here. Okay, I can add whatever I want for my tips. I can load there. Here are attachments, and you're going to notice that I can add up to 9 links. So if I wanted to insert like a rubric, or I want to insert an image, or I want to insert just whatever it is that I need, I can load these up. So you put the link in here, and then you can give it a good title for them to have access to it. This would all be within there. So let's just, we can try one here. I don't even know what I want to add. Let's just go, I'll just add my blog. So it doesn't really matter for this one. Daily details, there we go. Okay, so I can add that in there. I don't need this one, so there's a link. Okay, then this is what a lot of you are really looking for. Topic status. First thing here, video moderation. If I turn this on, nobody's going to be able to see any response videos until I activate them or turn them on. So the default is off. So just that when I have my topic is there, as kids are responding, they're automatically there. And other kids can see it. They can respond to one another. It's building this community, this really exciting part. But if you have something that you want them to not show their work, to others. So in the case of my wife is getting ready to do a formative, and they're going to use Flipgrid to showcase their learning on this algebra problem that they're going to be doing. She doesn't want all the answers blasted because kids will just copy one another in this early stages. So she's going to turn this on so she can see them. And then once they've all been submitted, then she can activate and the kids can see all the answers for their next online call and discussion and collaboration. So you could put that in right there. You could just turn this on, all right, and then you get to moderate and choose when they go live. You could also turn this on and off if you don't want kids responding to each other. But remember, Flipgrid is designed to build collaboration and connect one another, but there's a time and place for it as well. So you could turn the student-to-student replies on and off as well. Status, you could freeze it, you could hide it, so you can change the status. If I create something, I could create something ahead of time and I could hide it until it's ready to go live. You can kind of pick that stuff. And that's what these launch and freeze dates are. I could choose when I want something to go live. So I could pre-populate my whole week of Flipgrids and just have them activate each day when I go to launch. And I could also freeze it. So say like by Friday, by the end of the week, I'm not taking any more responses. It is what it is. It's still accessible, just nobody can respond. That's that freeze part there as well. Down here in video features, you can then edit everything's customizable to your needs, your classroom, your comfort level. So here is You can moderate how kids can add filters, stickers, drawing, and text to their videos and selfies. You can moderate if you want none of that, some of that, just in the selfies, just in the videos. You can choose whether they can edit their videos, the links. This likes here is set to default. It's probably a good idea. If you turn that on, kids can see how many likes they're getting. This is not a popularity contest, so I would err on the side of caution and not mess with this. This is the default, but just know it's there. For some reason, you needed to have that on there if it's like a voting contest or something. And then, just your stuff here, the notes, which we'll talk about is really important. We're going to get into that in the next video on all the recording options, but you could turn these things on and off as well. And then the same thing with the feedback, you can get into this, which we'll come back to feedback in a future video. So the biggest thing here for most educators is this right here, this video moderation, to be able to turn off so kids can't see all the videos until you activate. And then the launch and freeze date tend to be the two big things that most educators are looking for. But you have all these options. And then when you're ready, you're going to hit publish. For me, it's update topic. I accidentally did it earlier. Okay, and here it is now. You can see my topic is now live. And so here's my focus, that GIF I put in there. Here's my title. Here's my description. Okay, here's the link that I posted to my blog. So these would all be linked right here. And then I can see there's no responses yet, but I could add a response right here, which we'll show in the next video. But what this looks like from the grid perspective, if I go back to my grid, here it is. And now here's my topic. It's right here for people to see and access. So if I wanted to share that out, I could go here to the share. Here is the web link. So if I'm using a Google Classroom or email, I could copy this whole thing and paste it in there for people to access. I could actually share it straight to the Google Classroom. If I wanted to, I could go right to this option. Same thing with Microsoft Teams. Okay, I'm not going to go through that whole thing, but I could link to Microsoft Teams, which is such a great tool, to my Remind account, or this is an embed if I want to put it like in a website or a blog post, things like that. There is also an option for a QR code. So if you want to put this on your wall in stations, I know in the face-to-face world in our classroom, we could have stations where kids could scan, it goes right into it. So maybe they're doing a learning station, you're doing some intervention work, but they could scan that, share their work, and then you've got it and it works. So the QR code is quite helpful for a lot of classrooms. We're going to come back to topic guest mode in a future episode, but there's ways to add guests as well. So the last thing that I want to share with you in here for just creating a topic is when I'm in the topic, something that I want you to be aware of, and this is going to be helpful for your families, for young ones, for ESL families, is you notice this blue button. This is one of the most incredible tools by Microsoft. I wish we had it in everything, but anything Microsoft has this. I mean, we even use it. It's even in Minecraft when we build and play. This is the Immersive Reader. So if I click on this, what this is going to do, it's going to open up the Immersive Reader tool. This is what I typed in the prompt. And so this is where it's good to have good explanations within that prompt. You can see here that if I were to hit this play,
please let me know how you are feeling this week.
It can read it to me. So if I have young kids, I could change that. I can change the speed, the male or female voice for my own learning. I could go here to this, and this is what's really cool. I can go here and I could change the text size if you've never used Immersive Reader to make it larger or smaller. I could increase the spacing. I could change the fonts. I could do the color. So if I'm someone that has a hard time with different screens or reading abilities, I can change the backdrop to make this life a little bit easier. I can go in here to grammar options too, and so I could highlight all the nouns or maybe adjectives, and I can color code these so I can start to learn parts of the speech. I could also then go here, and there's a picture dictionary. So if I were to click on a word, it gives me a visual. So there's just lots of really cool things, and also language. So if I need to translate this, okay, so if I wanted to, I don't know, Dutch, all right, I could go through here and it will convert, it'll translate it. So if I have ESL families, things like that, they can still participate and help out as we go. So,
laat het me weten hoe je je voelt deze week.
And it will
Waar kijk je naar uit?
So just an incredible tool that we use so much, even beyond Flipgrid, but just so you know, you have that, which is going to be really helpful, I think, for a lot of families and for kids that just need those extra tools and support. So that's right there. So here's the challenge. We talked about basically of how to create a topic, I want you to create one. I want you to just come up with one, whether you use it, it's just in a test grid for you as you're exploring or with your students. I would love to see your topic and just give a screenshot and share it with us within the Geeking PD coursework, or you can give us the link if you want us to take a look at it as well. Now, obviously, if you're within a school domain, we can't, so that's where the screenshot comes in important. But let me see what you're doing. What are you coming up with? And along the way, leave comments. Let me know questions you have, ideas you have, all that good stuff. And in the next video, we're going to take a look at the record responses and all the things that you can do. We're going to have lots of fun playing around with every single one of those options when we come to recording a video in Flipgrid. All right, my friends, I hope you found this helpful. You know what it is. You know what a grid is. You know how to make a topic. Let me see your work. We're doing this together, one step at a time. You're amazing. Don't forget, drink your coffee. God bless Goofy. And remember, as always, my friends, stay awesome. Peace.